message to give to all of our, and it will clarify, and I think we kind of touched on that at the meeting, that they are their own separate entity. But to have something really clear for them is great. Another thing further to the crests, my biggest reason I wouldn't want to see crests is because if one school has them and then they're playing another school in our division that doesn't have them, that creates kind of an imbalanced look in support or whatnot. So I don't disagree with our standing, but I think it's just they didn't quite buy the way we presented the message to them. So.
Trustee Dwyer.
Yeah, and I totally appreciate what you said about insurance, but I still think we need to, they're still confused of why this bill 58, I believe, was covered it, and then today it hasn't changed and it doesn't cover it. Because they're just looking for options that they don't want to pay, and they need to understand that maybe it was interpreted wrong or whatever. So, because I think it's not just us, I think the MLAs were promoting that at the time too. So, that's a confusion that needs to, if we can somehow bring that to a better place.
I believe ASCA offers insurance as well too. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I think it's important to remember that we had different leadership in our associate superintendent of corporate services when that bill came out. And now that we have a new person in it, and he's well-versed in it. He's bringing it to our attention. So whether we got bad advice or wrong advice, or the interpretation of the law was different, it could be. We now have Sean with us that is pointing us in the direction. And yeah, so if we can just get a blurb that indicates what, how we got here and why we're here. Mariella?
And I would appreciate if we include in the blurb that that ASCA also, and that gives them the choice of getting two quotes, and then they can, it's not like we're pushing one or the other. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Buga.
Stacey Buga, Ward 5. Lots of similar stuff I did this month. Attended the Alberta Rural Education Symposium, and the report is included. Attended the Jessica Martel Memorial Foundation Women's Day Luncheon. I have spoken to them about this year's Inspire program that ran as a pilot last year at Four Winds. It's continuing this year. They've got some new staff, and apparently the program is running really well. It's different each year based on the students who are accessing this support, but it seems to be a very successful program again, so that's great. I was excited to do a couple extra things. I attended one of École Morinville Public's character assemblies. They do it each month to celebrate one of the 7 grandfather teachings, and this month was humility. I also attended the SPVA's Flex Friday. So they do that once a month where they bring the kids in for some sort of a learning activity as a group. And we had Jerome Chabot do some Métis teaching, and we did a river walk in Gibbons, which was great. I also attended the Gibbons Career Fair, filling in for Trustee Gibbons. That was lots of fun. And being in our schools is just a fantastic way to connect with why we do our work and who our work is for, and seeing what happens in the boardroom coming out in the classrooms and engaging our students like that, I think is critical for our work. And I'm really excited to have done so much this month. I was able to attend the Sturgeon Comp School Council as well as Four Winds and Morinville Public this month to cover for Trustee Murray Elliott due to a scheduling conflict. And yeah, rugby has left for Ireland today. The travel club has left for their Europe trip today. So they're off and about, and we've got students all over, and it's really exciting. They've got the travel club got some jackets in time to recognize them as Sturgeon students. So that's exciting. They are doing the Sturgeon Night of Music. Often the art show became a bit complicated, and not everybody had enough time to see all of the art. It was a quick through before the show starts. So now they're going to be doing a targeted art night at Sturgeon Comp that's going to be highlighting all of our schools there ahead of Sturgeon Night of Music, so that we can really honor the art students in our division. So I thought that was a really great idea. And tomorrow I will be attending another citizenship ceremony at Four Winds School, which I believe they said there's 50, I think around 50 new Canadians that will be brought in. So I'm excited to attend that again. Hopefully just attend, not speak. Thank you.
Thanks. 9.2.1, the board strategic work plan. If it is all right with the board that we can just, like, it's there, but if we can just at Cal look at this a little bit more when we talk about advocacy and potential position statements for the spring. Would everybody be okay with that? Or do you want to talk about the strategic plan? Okay, I'm going to move on. 9.3 is the committee of the whole report, the minutes from our February 28th. Yes, February 28th meeting that were approved on our March 6th meeting. And it's for information. 9.4 Rotary report.
Yeah. The Rotary report, actually a couple things. We attended the last teachers convention for Rotary as a whole, not just for Rotary Sturgeon Morinville. And one of the things I learned that we do teacher exchanges still through Rotary, and which is really cool. And the other thing is our Interact group at the high school is really quite involved. I know I've said that in previous meetings, but I'll say it again. And one of the things that they're working on right now is a video for the spring show in Morinville here for our table, and show what Rotary is all about and what the exchange programs can do and all that stuff. So they're really taking this on and looking for opportunities, and definitely I know Rotary is going to work hard to help them along. And the other thing too is I went begging for $1,000 for Camilla for that play. Yeah, I know I talked about before, but the budget for that has just become overwhelming. We didn't have it, Rotary didn't have it in their budget, but they gave $1,000, so which was good to help them. But just on that, costs that you know we talked about for even renting MCC and all that's been huge. So I don't think you'll see it continuing in the future. It'll continue in some kind of fashion, but not like it's being done. So Rotary's didn't budget for this year, but they're gonna help them along, which is nice. So that's it.
Thank you. I just had a thought. Sorry, did anybody go to any chamber meetings? Yeah. Okay. I didn't think so, but I thought I better ask. All right. 10.1 Alberta School Boards Association. Trustee Pequin.
I have forwarded the agenda now, so if you guys could take a look, the meeting is this Friday. So there's a financial statement review. There is questions on bookkeeping and stuff like that. Best practices this month is superintendent evaluation, so I will take notes diligently. The generative discussion is on mental health. And they are doing a advocacy committee report. They had asked the board to provide feedback on the mental health pilots through the province, and I forwarded it to Shauna so that she could fill it out. So hopefully she did. So there will be a discussion about that, and then we'll just kind of get into mental health. Proposed position statements. If we're writing any, we need to get on that. There is none in the agenda so far. They don't have to be approved until June 30th now to go to the fall general meeting, so. Yeah, as always, meetings are online or in person. Feel free to sign up, and if you want like a text when something is specific is happening, just let me know and I will try and remember.
Chris Marie Elliott, Ward 4. Nothing really new. My report was submitted for information. Just a reminder to everyone that the Choice in Alberta Education Challenges and Opportunities for Public Schools was presented on March 1st, and that is now shared in our Google Drive. I think also copies were emailed to everyone as well. So it is really an interesting piece of report. Just a possibility for the April 11th and April 12th PSBC meeting. The dinner on April 11th conflicts with an open house at Sturgeon Heights School. So depending on the weather, I might have an extra ticket to give away to the dinner. The guest speaker is a radio personality, not Danielle Smith, but Chris Sheets. Yeah. So if anyone is interested in that, yeah, okay. Sounds good. I've got a taker, so it's off the table. And that's it. Is there any questions about PSBA?
Oh, I actually have to make the motion that we go in camera.